Hey guys, morning, good afternoon, good night, whatever it is to you right now. Welcome to my channel. Don't forget to subscribe, like, share, all up to you. But today I just wanted to put on a video a little bit to share about legal laws in South Africa when it comes to polygamy. So I've had a few of these questions being posed, and I just thought this would be very helpful on how the law works in South Africa when it comes to polygamy. Because I think a major concern that we have is a lot of people, when they research polygamy, they take their time out to research polygamy in Kenya, polygamy in Nairobi, polygamy in USA, polygamy in all of these different states, but not too much research has been done into South African legalities. So I thought I should just share what I know, what I have researched, what I have come across, because obviously this is a concern, and I think I just constantly repeating yourself over and over again. And I think something that throws us off rocks is some of the shows that we watch on TV. You'd find that some of these shows, there are no legal route that they've taken. So what they've done is rather write contracts to solidify their marriages. So you'd find someone has 4 or 5 wives, and because the law of that country does not allow for polygamy, they make contracts and just sign. So obviously they have a marriage in the church and stuff, but it is not recognized by law. So that is a bit of a different case in South Africa. So in South Africa, what I love the most is we've got civil law, we've got customary law. So with civil law, unfortunately, you can only have one wife, but when it comes to customary law, you can have as many wives as you want. So you can go up to 30, 40. But ultimately, it's a bit more difficult to get married in customary law because, with civil law, you'd go to the court, you'd set a date, or you could just go to church. The officiator, if he has the certification to do it, he can send the papers off to Home Affairs. In a few days, you get your marriage certificate, or you go and apply for a nice, beautiful one, because you only get the one that you signed on the marriage day. And then with customary law, that's a bit more difficult because you have to apply, and then you're going to get a court date. On that court date, you'd have to go through the processes. You'd have to prove that you can take care of these many wives. You go through Norbola negotiations. You'd have to get the permission of first wife, and obviously you'd have to get family members from the new wife to also, or a family member. It doesn't necessarily have to be many, or a family member to come and approve this customary marriage that you'd be going into. Obviously, I think they're doing this to protect our families, because what a lot of men would do is they would get married to all of these different women from different places and not consult each other. Then you find when it's a death time or someone dies, they all come together, and then it's just this big quarrel over this one body. So I'm very, very proud to say when it comes to South African law and when it comes to polygamy, we are protected within the law. It is something that is looked into, and at least as a civil wife, you have that assurance that even if you won't have the fights of having to fight with other women on what to give them, but the law would be able to establish that this is what they are entitled to. Yes, customary law, you do get a marriage certificate as well. So when it comes to the law, it is legal in South Africa, but unfortunately, there are many different processes that you'd have to follow to get that marriage recognized. And that's why I thought today, let me make this a topic, just so that people can have more information. Because I found that a lot of people, because of the shows that we watch on TV, and when we research all these wrong countries. When we come into these different polygamous relationships that we find, we come with opinions and our own little made up versions of what polygamy is supposed to be, or what polygamy or what you think polygamy is. So that when it comes to that, we are law abiding citizens. No, on church we don't go to, on religion we don't go to church on Sunday, only a bunch of polygamous families where it's a cult where we sacrifice people, and we don't keep people away from their families. It's just a lifestyle. Being in a polygamous relationship or participating in polygyny or polygamy, it's a lifestyle that we have chosen for ourselves. Me personally, I chose it because I feel like that is how I would like to live my life. I'm a great lover of women. I don't mind sharing in a happy place. For instance, my family is a very happy family. Me, my husband, and our kids are a very wonderful family. And if there's one thing we've made work very well in our lives, is being a family, coming to good agreements, having great communication. We don't do things without each other. Yes, we've knocked heads quite a lot before, but we are a healthy family, and I just wanted to bring someone else into that healthy family, and that is what is helping me to show or give my appreciation to other women out there. I feel just in the way that I grew up, you find that too many women out there are now selling themselves short. It's a scary thing to know that right now, in order for a lot of relationships to thrive, people have a thing of dating, then they have sex, and then after sex they decide if they are compatible for marriage. For me, I believe differently. I believe that if you as a man sleep with a woman, you need to have commitments. You need to commit to that woman, or there needs to be prospect of commitment, because what you are doing as a man is you are increasing the number for that woman. So for instance, if I decide I don't want to get married, obviously I'll just be pouncing around. That's where I think the whole level of respect is taken away from each other, because for men it's easy to move on to another woman. So you'd find that I'm dating you, I sleep with you, I leave you, I go date you, I sleep with you, and so it goes. And as I get older, the more the number of men that I've slept with have increased. And if that's the type of lifestyle you prefer to live, I'm not judging. I'm saying go ahead with it. I believe against it. I believe women deserve to be in a home where they are loved, respected, where their opinion matters, and where their children will grow up in a healthy family that needs to be reared up and to be taught the value and importance of loving other people other than themselves. And that's just my value system, and that's what I believe is to be right. And as much as a lot of women would sit and judge and be like, oh, but your husband is not faithful, this is why I respect our great grandparents. I respect, or great grandmothers, or women particularly. You'd find a lot of people be like, I don't know why, you would stick around in that relationship. He sleeps around, he's never around. I think what you don't focus on is the fact that as much as umakhulu wayehleli kulaa mtshato ejolelwa eyenzelwa yonke into efani, umakhulu kept her dignity intact. She did not jump from one man to another, to another, to another. She was able to proudly say, in the 10 years that you have spent sleeping with 7, 8, 9, 10, and in these days we could count up to 20 yamadoda, she would have slept with only one man. And I think our virtue has been lost so much in society. It's appalling. people don't respect women's virtue anymore. Both women and men, we don't respect that element of each other anymore. That it has been taken for granted so much that it's a casual thing now. No, I had sex with a bunny, and it's a casual thing. And there are people like me who still believe that a woman's virtue still needs to be kept intact. And I that's why I decided to live the way that I'm living. I think a lot of people have quite judgmental thoughts around the idea of polygamy, but I say take your time to research properly. One thing I can tell you about a lot of South African families who are polygamous is they do not mind letting you into their home. They do not mind letting you come and see their lifestyle, learn of their lifestyle. We are open books. This is one thing about polygamous families. We are open books. Anytime you want to come in and learn more and see how we live, come in, but don't disrespect us. We respect your monogamous relationships. We don't ask you what is your sleeping arrangements. We don't ask you what is your financial status. We don't ask you monogamous relationships. We don't ask you such things. Please don't disrespect us by coming and asking questions that are going to devalue us, because that is something that I found that is also being done a lot, is we are being devalued as humans because of the type of lifestyle that we chose to live. Now, that is where I can also say is, remember, we are not born to do the same thing, right? If you were born to grow up, go do all your studies, get your 5 degrees, get a good job, provide for your family, get married to one person, or whatever you decide to do within your monogamy lifestyle. If that's what you were born to do it, and do it excellently, and do it at your best. But when you find that there are people who live differently, who do things differently than you do, don't bash it, and rather want to be curious, want to learn about it, want to know more about it, and say, oh, okay, this is the type of lifestyle that, okay, I think I wouldn't go for, but it was quite good to know these different things, instead of coming in with your opinions of your opinions of what you have learned from everyone else and on the outside. And I think that is why we're ending up with people now who are so confused and lost about where they need to be in life. What you find, people are dying, killing themselves because we want to impose our will on other people. And unfortunately, there are weaklings out there who are going to take that and want to live a lifestyle according to how Usindi next door is living it. Whereas, as much as the grass is greener on the other side, we don't know what bill ka Cindy, what her water bill is. Because in order to keep that grass green, she needs to make sure that it's constantly watered. Stop looking at other people's grass and seeing the greenness and wanting that. Stop coveting. I think the Bible is clear on that we should not covet other people's things. And that is where the confusion comes in, is that we come in coveting or we come in judging, where it's not any of our place to do any of that. So my opinion on this whole legality matter is, learn to find out more. If you want to do polygamy in South Africa, you can do it. That's the lovely thing. The law allows you to do it. You get equal rights to what a civil wife would get. Everything is the same. There is really no difference. And if people bash you about wanting to be in a polygamous relationship, it's fine. Don't live your life for other people. Because one thing that people are going to do is they are definitely going to be the first ones to run and tell the whole world about your failures. And when you're doing good, they congratulate you under the carpet. So don't live for everyone else. Live for yourself. Be yourself. And just go according to what you believe is right for you and will help you to grow. One thing I can share as well about a polygamous family that I love the most is they teach you so much how to be selfless. It teaches you that you need to know what you want in your life. And when you know what you want in your life, you are able to give it to everyone else. It teaches you to love. You love yourself enough to give of yourself to everyone else. And in monogamous relationships, that as well does have a great impact. However, you are limited to it. In polygamy, there is no limit because of the amount of heads that is constantly coming into the home. So we are not all designed the same, and we won't all live the same lifestyle. And lovely for us, we are law-abiding citizens. We're not doing anything contrary, but what we are reaching out to is rather not judge us based on what you have read about the Jacksons, rather judge us on coming in and getting to know us. I know Abum Seleku have their home open. They have bed and breakfast. They've opened up their homes to the public, so you can go and have a look at their lifestyle as well if you're around Durban. I know here there are quite a number of couples as well. They don't have B&Bs though, but we are open around Joburg. We are open to, if you want to get to know us, definitely we are open to that. Just get in touch and we'll see what we can do to let you see the type of lifestyle that we live. But one thing that I feel the world should not do is judge based on ignorance and judge based on what we think. Okay, because technically if you've never been in a polygamous relationship, you've never been around people who've been in a polygamous relationship, you don't have family members who's a polygamous relationship, and you failed at it, Pela, you don't qualify to judge on any of those topics. The same way, I won't be able to go into a company and just get a managerial post, but I've never even gone to school to study for that, or I've never even worked in any company where I did or was a manager, or I did any management I didn't do any management responsibilities. It's the same here. Keep your judgment to yourself until you know and understand what this lifestyle is all about. And like I said again, we are law-abiding citizens. We go according to the law. We don't have a cult. We don't have a specific church we go to do all of this. We are still Christians that love God. We pray, we read our scriptures, we do everything that would be done in a monogamous relationship. We just choose to live our lifestyle with a bit more people in the house and being surrounded by more people as well. So thank you so much for joining in on my video. If you've got any more questions, please do send them through in the comment bar. To those of you who know my emails, because I have been getting emails, send through the email, continue sending through the emails. I love the chats that we have. And yeah, subscribe. Have a good day, everyone. Thank you. Goodbye.